Ladies and gentlemen, the snow is on its way, but the soccer starts now. It's the MASL premiere right now on CBS Sports Galazzo Network. We are live from the Family Arena as we kickstart this 2025-2026 season for the MASL and reignite a soccer rivalry more layered than that green bean casserole you got down last night. It's St. Louis versus Kansas City, Hatfields versus McCoys, Capulets versus Montagues, Ambush versus Comets. I'm Matthew Rocchio, joined by a man well-versed in these trenches. He knows this rivalry well, and oh yeah, 500 regular season goals and almost 700 regular season points. Mark Moisler joins me for today. How you doing today, sir?
I'm great. It's always fun when it's Kansas City and St. Louis.
You know, it's always fun. We're starting off the MASL season, the first game of this season, and no better rivalry than to kickstart with it is in the Ambush and the Comets. And you're going to see a lot of these two teams to start this season 6 times in the first 10 games, and this one should be fun right out of the gate.
Yeah, it should be, and both of these teams want to get off to a really good start this year. Last year, KC gets off to a great start and falters late in the season before dropping out of the playoffs. St. Louis, just the opposite. Terrible start to begin the season, but really turned things around late in the season and drove themselves all the way to the playoffs.
One of the reasons they were able to turn that season around was the acquisition of defender Robert Williamson. He was crucial. The defense steadied, the offense got better, and that meant wins.
Yeah, they pick up him February 21st last year. They wind up winning 7 of the next 9 games. He really shored things up defensively and also can get forward and help them on the front.
Without him, they are not a playoff team last year. Speaking of playoff teams last year, both the Comets and the Ambush both knocked out in the quarterfinals. The Comets, though, they went out and got reinforcements. Dom Francis could be the big name to watch tonight in that Comets attack.
Yeah, adding to an already potent attack, 149 goals in 167 games. This will be a dangerous Kansas City offense.
It's the MASL season premiere on CBS Sports Galazzo Network, live from the Family Arena.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. Our experts provide a full range of heart services, from prevention to life-saving care. St. Luke's is nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area for good reason. Our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables us to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis.
The Cleveland Clinic Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute is proud to collaborate with St. Luke's Hospital to deliver the highest level of innovative care in the St. Louis metropolitan area. Our alliance means you have access to world-class heart care in all the local communities St. Luke's serves.
St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
MITRE is the official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League. Established in 1817, MITRE is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide and produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at mitre.com. Cabelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Family Arena. Hopefully the Ambush don't have any misstarts like that as they try to start this 2025-2026 campaign. We are live right now on the CBS Sports Golazo Network, bringing you a fantastic rivalry matchup between the Kansas City Comets and the St. Louis Ambush as we kick off this MASL season. I'm joined by one of the greats, a man who will have his jersey in these rafters before the end of this season, Mark Moser, and it's going to be a fun one tonight.
It's always a fun one when it's St. Louis and Kansas City. These two teams, they know each other so well, and both teams really want to get out to a good start this season.
Both teams didn't have a lot of changes in the offseason. Reinforcements were added. Kansas City will need one of their big ones. Dom Francis comes in. We talked about him in the pregame because Rian Marquez, who went absolutely nuclear against the Ambush in the last 3 matchups last year, is out. So a early potential impact for the new Comet. Speaking of new players, Torrealba, a new Ambush, he gets the start. He's one of the first people out there, and he's going to put the first shot on goal, and we almost had a deflection into this goal. And usually we are used to seeing Nicolau Neto in goal. In the pipes today for the Comets, it will be Philip Ijamadu. So no Nicolau Neto.
One of the strengths for them, especially last year, was having both Ijamadu and Neto. I mean, 2 of the best goalkeepers in this league, and they're both with Kansas City.
Ambush, slow things down. We have our first sub of the season. Lucas Almeida, the pass master, subbing off for Duduca Carvalho, leading point scorer for the Ambush. And Torrealba again's going to launch that one. How about this kid? Daniel Torrealba getting involved with 2 early shots for the Ambush. Number 19 with the streak in his hair. Something tells me we'll be talking about him plenty this evening.
Yeah, he comes to the Ambush from the Texas Outlaws and already showing that he wants to go forward.
Point per game player for the Outlaws, just 14 games, but he put up 10 goals and 5 assists across that fortnight. As Zach Reggett, the former Ambush, is going to help open things up. The Wallace scorer. That's how you open up an arena soccer season, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Reggett off the wall, and Letsia Tetsane opens up his account and this season's account for the Comets. A 1-0 lead, 13:53 left to play here in this first frame.
Yeah, Tetsani just makes a good run. Good ball by Reggett, not to play it too hard off the boards. Knocks it right into him, and it's an easy finish for Tetsani.
First shot of the season goes past our man Paulo Nascimento, of course, the Brazilian Rob Lowe, one of the best goaltenders in the league, but that time just going up against a really well-played Wallace scorer. And again, Mark, no better way to start a season than with a bang off the wall right there by Zach Reggett.
No, and for Tetsani, your first touch is a goal. That's a good start.
You've got to feel like you're invincible when you start a season like that. Ambush putting one in deep here, and our Ujo is going to come up with it after the commotion. He's going to work it back to Christian Briggs to reset things.
And this is good. Reset it. You know, it's one goal. This is a long game. There's plenty of time to get back into it.
And as Paulo is wont to do when the Ambush have early deficits, he gets involved past the halfway mark. He's going to be pressured here by the Comets, and he almost lost this one. Good job there by Jacob Garza. Forced the turnover there, and obviously nothing between him and the goal.
Yeah, I mean, he can get forward. He can get that shot off. He draws the foul there, so they reset.
Riley Uri, another player easy to pick out with the blonde hair on top. Adds speed to the Ambush. He did not play in any of the 5 matchups with the Comets last year. He was acquired after that 5-game run. In fact, anybody who was acquired midseason this year will be in the same boat, not playing the Comets because they play all 6 games against the Comets this season in the first 10.
Yeah, as well as these teams know each other already, they're going to know each other real well over the course of the next month and a half.
Become good friends with the Hostel staffs and respective arenas as well. Get them some Christmas gifts as they're going to take care of you a lot around the holidays. Of course, happy holidays everyone around the St. Louis and Kansas City areas. Anybody listening here on CBS Sports Golazo Network, hope everyone had a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving. Hopefully you're enjoying the leftovers and maybe just a little bit of shopping and now soccer on this Friday.
Good patience here by the Ambush, keeping the ball. If it's not there, knock it around, keep it, and go forward.
A couple hands up from the Comets after everyone went down, but no call on the former Comet. Togba, he's trying to open up the scoring for the Ambush. It'll go out of bounds on the save by Ejimadu.
We're already seeing from the Ambush that they got players coming out of the back that want to get forward quickly.
Quick corner here, and the reset stolen by the ambush, but the Comets are able to retain possession and immediately prove me wrong. Reset here for Colin O'Keefe. Another late ad for the ambush last season who started finding his feet late in the season. Paolo handles things, brings it past the gold line, gold ball, tries to tap it in, almost did. Duduco Carvalho had a chance in the box, but he's going to reset things.
Couple big bodies there in the corner with Duduca and DeBray Holloman, two big boys.
Oh, I'll take the Duca in that battle every day of the week. Jeff Michaud trying to take off somebody's head with that beam. All he did was find the woodwork. He's fighting for this one on the ground. Comes up with a shot. Almost beats Ejimadu just wide. Kidu, the young man, blocked by Tatsane.
Kidu, a player that's come up through the ambush organization and is now getting his opportunity.
Gotta love seeing the MASL 2 pipeline work, not only for this team, but obviously so big for this league. Anytime we're talking about soccer leagues, the progression, the ability to build your team long term, always crucial, and the Ambush have done a good job opening up that pipeline, as have a number of teams here in the MASL.
And I think that's the thing you have to watch with these two teams. We know who the veterans players are. Who are the younger players that can maybe step up and make a difference this season?
10:15 left here in the first frame. The Kansas City Comets jump out to the first goal lead of the season, 1-0. Zach Reggett, Wallace scorer to Sia Tatsane opens up the scoring for this 2025-2026 MASL season. Comets trying to go up 2-0, but Paulo denies.
Good to see Marcel Berry back on the field, former ambush player. Playing in Kansas City, got hurt last year and missed the entire season.
He had a strong start, too. It was only a couple games, but I mean, he was flying around. As we know, Marcel Berry, one of those guys who's just pure speed in this league, creates chaos. It was a really tough injury for him there, so great to see number 28 back now. Another chance for the Comets, but Robert Williamson, we talked about that crucial defense, gets a stop.
He's such a presence back there.
Line this one up, puts it out of bounds. Lucas Souza gives the ambush a reset here. Changes for the ambush as well. James Thomas goes back to help Paulo, but he's going to throw this one long and turn it over immediately. Former St. Louis' Chad Vandergraaf. I guess native St. Louis, I should say. Oh, here's a chance. Oh, wide shot there by Jacob Garza. Point blank, and he misses the one on the platter.
Yeah, right there, right on target, just misses a little bit left, and then Paulo makes a save on one on the near post.
Matt, last time I missed something on a platter that much, I got crab cake all over me. Ambush trying to reset here, but it's going to go out of bounds. Looks like they're going to call that one off of the new Comet player that we highlighted, number 7, Dom Francis. Well, Tristan Austin was asking for the ball. I thought that meant the ambush might be expecting it, but they will set up in a defensive shell, which means it is Comets ball.
And Dom Francis, a player that gives him some durability. Past 4 seasons, he's played 19 games every season. Comets had injuries last year, so to have a player that is that durable, that they know they can count on, and they know they're going to get points from him.
Long ball here, Reggett off the wall again, but this time he's not able to get the juice to put it off the wall and create an attempt. Almeida creating off his chest, Tristan Austin. He had a man up front and forward, that was Colin O'Keefe, but he couldn't connect. Coming out of the penalty area is Paulo. A little risky there, but it goes off the wall, and Christian Brigg cleans it up.
Yeah, that could have been disastrous there. Paulo does step up and clear that, but then maybe lose that ball there, and you're in deep trouble.
Paulo will not play scared. The man turns 40 years old earlier this year on June 3rd. And 40 years young, better looking than everybody else in this arena right now. He is still spry, trying to make something happen. Speaking of trying to make something happen, Acosta down to the wall. What a play by the defense late to save that one. Leonardo Acosta, though, was trying to put himself on a highlight reel.
Yeah, and he's a player that you do not want him to get in a groove because he can really take over a game.
As he has before in this very arena. Speaking of which, Acosta with a little turnage here, but Michaud gets the block out of bounds. Comets will get a play up the wall. We're going to go to break here as this is the first. We should be having New thing this season, ladies and gentlemen, we are taking media timeouts under 8 minutes. So, stoppage, we're at 7:35 left here in this first quarter, and we will be heading to break here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network.
Restore Chesterfield is the official wellness and recovery center for your St. Louis Ambush. We offer cryotherapy, IV drips, hyperbaric oxygen, and so much more. Bring your ticket stub and receive 1 free core service. See you soon, and go Ambush!
MASLsoccer.com, your ultimate home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. Catch the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and so much more.
We're looking at the man, St. Louis. Me and Joey Zanaboni debated many times last year exactly which French King was St. Louis, and the good thing is I completely forgot, so we can do it all again this year. St. Louis Ambush trail 1-0 to the Kansas City Comets. 7:35 left here in this first frame, and they will have a restart just in front of the gold line, right on the edge. Bounce it off the wall. Good play there. Ball falls, and Holloman can't put this one away. Ambush, quick reset here. Holloman busting back to cover things. Ejimadu with the header as he's out of the box. Duduka cherry picking a little bit, but no possession for the Ambush to make it happen.
Kansas City looking a little bit more controlled going forward and getting the ball deeper into the box, where St. Louis, their chances have kind of come from out.
Lucas Souza tries to set things up there. Turns it over to Yuri, but he can't handle this one, and we'll have a helter-skelter moment that will end with a Comets possession, and they're going to change out 3 men. Francis gets on the field, as does Lucia Tazzane. Reggett off the wall. Williamson reads it. Reggett throws him down, no call, and some contact here as Duca's going to get involved. Reggett continues to keep going there. Williamson will draw a call there with a low tackle.
It's a dangerous spot there for that tackle, and you can, the ref he thought about it. That can be a tough call there and wind up with 2 minutes.
It doesn't have to do with the wall. Being between Duduka Carvalho and the ball is a dangerous place to be. And he will let you know about it. Another setup here for the Kansas City Comets. Corner extended there. Oh, big shot off. Maybe it was the face. I think it might have been the face of Paulo. He looks like he took one there, and he's going to need a minute to talk this one over. Did he take it to the chest? He's asking for a stoppage. Paulo took an absolute rocket. And, you know, maybe 40 years old is coming into play a little bit.
He might be glad he hit those sit-ups this summer, because I think he took that one right in the midsection, and that'll take the wind out of you. The one thing you notice with Kansas City right now, they're playing the board, a lot of balls off the boards with runners. Now, whether that's something that they saw over the course of the last year against St. Louis, that they're getting that opportunity, but they're playing it off the board to themselves a lot.
Off the top of my head, I remember calling a lot of opponent Wallace scores last year for the Ambush, both here and away. So it seems, based on what the Ambush like to do, they're running fast, so maybe they're clearing out those spaces that allow you to attack in behind. We'll continue to watch that here on the CBS Sports Galazzo Network, bringing you the MASL premiere live from the Family Arena, St. Louis, Missouri. Ambush and the Comets, and Comets star Zach Reggett goes down. James Thomas, who has been moved from striker after many years up there, is playing defense again this season. Got a little high with the elbow. He gets a shrug from the officials. All they got to do is call that one, depending on what happens. Nothing they can do.
Yeah, it looked like Reggett braced for that one, but it looks like JT's arm got a little bit high.
Again, the wording in the rule book when it comes to contact above the shoulders being a foul call, even if it's not intent. Intent doesn't matter. If you make good contact, they will call it every time. Nacho can't put that one in behind. Good setup for Ignacio Flores. Try to get it inside there. Tripped up was Souza. No call. Dom Francis, over a point per game player in his almost 200 games in the MASL. Leonardo Acosta, beautiful step over, takes it outside right. But a great job by Tristan Austin sticking with him. Acosta hunting down Wolf right now on Colin O'Keefe. Gives him a shoulder and gets the call.
Colin O'Keefe showing his speed, getting forward there, and draws that foul.
How about a player who can pull that step over and then the shoulder? Oh, James Thomas still got the striker genes in him, even though he's playing defense. I was going to say how Leonardo Acosta does a step over on the offensive end, and then he gets a shoulder check on the other end. The guy does it all.
Yeah, and he works at both ends of the field and is really causes problems not only from the defensive side, but then when he's taking you on a one-on-one, he's one of the better players in the league.
Jeff Michaud slows things down. Chili Willie Eske, team MVP, leading goal scorer, joins this play. He's in the back with Togba. Lucas Almeida, assist leader, drops it off to Riley Uri. Uri resets things. Togba creeping up, trying to break down his man. David Stankovic. Again, Togba versus Stankovic. Togba gets to his left foot, cuts inside. Buttressed by Acosta, but he follows through, and Yuri's got to reset again.
Kansas City doing a good job keeping the ambush out high and not really letting them get anything down low.
Michaud trying to cut through the middle, but Yuri's going to take the speed to the outside left wing. Yuri's going to stop, reset. 3 men. Comets, he goes back foot off the wall. And oh, that would have been a beaut. Eske couldn't beat the ball to Ejimadu, and the Comets will take over. 4:21 left here in this first quarter of this game. And a long ball there. Multi-line pass from Ejimadu. We'll get a reset here in favor of the ambush.
Good pressure by Lucas Almeida there to put Ejimadu under pressure, and he drives it 3 lines.
Little gamesmanship right there. You drive the 3 lines, you get the ball moved all the way up. Kind of like an icing in hockey. Let's play a little offense here for the ambush. Good restart here off the line. Almeida steps up slow, sets up to Duca. Oh, that one was focused for the corner pocket, but an ambush, or a Comet player, gets in there with a beautiful block. And so the ambush get another set piece, a corner here. Almeida taking it, moves it to the edge of that red dot. Presses his advantage here. Official will let it happen. Michaud, Briggs into Duca. Short to Duca. Duca! Ooh, short post just by Ejimadu. Hulk smash! Ambush tie this one at 1 goal apiece.
Well done by the first shot by Duca, crushes it on goal, goes out for the corner. The second one, a nice soft touch by Lucas Almeida, and Duca took his time, took a little bit of pace off it, and placed it just over the shoulder.
Leading assister for last season's ambush, the leading point getter for last season's ambush, Duca Carvalho, blast that one in there. When you're a goal scorer, like in that moment, are you thinking short post versus trying to break it out, or are you just thinking put it on frame?
You're putting it on frames. I mean, clearly he took some pace off it. He didn't strike through it all the way, so he took some pace off us and beat him near post there.
Beautiful near post goal there by Duca. Went with the strength on the first one, couldn't get it through, so he went finesse. Speaking of strength, Reggett trying to blast one there. Torrealba gets his first block there. Oh, Nacho, beautiful block, beautiful dribble there, but a better block by Paolo. A huge save. Torrealba, he gets held a little bit, no call. Oh, you got pushed there. No call right in front of the official. Oh, no, they'll call it.
Have to like what you've seen from Torrealba already. He's done a good job getting back and helping on deep, but then he can definitely go forward and is going to be an offensive threat for this team.
And again, as always, we are biased here as broadcasters to any player that has a definitive thing that makes it easier for them to be seen from up here in the broadcast booth. So you get a streak in your hair, you're automatically one of the booth's favorite
makes you
players.
faster.
Torrealba with it on the left wing, sizing his man up, takes another shot, and it's going to be low as Yamadu gets down there. Pops off the wall. Christian Briggs, another one. His own rebound, and what a fingertip save by Yamadu, and then the clearance comes off the official and back to him.
Looks like that might have been a deflection there.
Oh! Speaking of short post, we've already got the best one of the season. Christian Andarios.
Really,
talk about just trying to put one on frame.
And kind of out of nothing at a bad angle, he just turns and hits it. And I mean, he put it in the upper near post, right in the corner, gives them the 2-1 lead.
An insane goal. Watch the replay here. Paulo thought he had that one, took a wild jump at it, and Arouse with the right foot off the woodwork into the side netting. Goal number 3 in the MASL season, and that one will remain in the goal of the year candidacy for a while.
Well, and the perfect thing there was his first touch was so good that set that play up to be able to shoot from there.
Ambush tie things up, but immediately give up another goal and drop to a 2-1 deficit. 2:57 left here in this first quarter. Oh, Tristan Austin off the volley. Couldn't finish this one. Yamadu has been active in the center of that penalty area.
So far, both these teams have absolutely no problem getting shots off.
Former Ambush, Marcel Berry, again returning from that gruesome injury last year, and he slides and takes down Togba, and he's going to get a blue card. We will get a man-down situation, the first of the season, and it goes on Marcel Berry, ironically enough, with a sliding tackle against a player who looked like he blew a tire.
Yeah, it's a dangerous spot there when you slide like that, close to the boards. It almost makes it look worse.
Yeah, no hard feelings there from Togba or O'Keefe. Barry again, just a terrible injury last year. The former Ambush player, one of the most beloved players here in green and pink when he would play. Speed, effort, personality, and he's doing it all now in a Comets jersey, and now he's doing it all in a penalty box for 2 minutes. Ambush with a chance here to tie things up. 2:33 left to play here in this first quarter. SK starts things out. Duduka from the right side tries to slide it past Yamadu, who gets a save on his knees. Handball there from Duduka. Hand to God. Full Maradona on that one.
Yeah, we'll see how Kansas City sets up on this and see if the Ambush can create an opportunity for them to free somebody up to get a good shot off.
Long vertical try there from Tetsani to Reggett. And Almeida, good job coming up late to take it away. Man up defense there from Almeida, textbook. Torrealba, SK, Almeida, Thomas, and Duduka, some of your best scorers over the last few seasons, and a new player that everyone is excited about in Danielle Torrealba. A dangerous lineup here for the Ambush. Can they convert? Duduka back to Almeida. Sets Hulk up. Hulk, was he trying to set up the hold-up play? We'll see here. SK from deep. Pass master. Torrealba from the left side. They're going to reset again. 58 seconds left to go in this penalty. Ambush just one shot on goal in this minute 10 so far. Torrealba to James Thomas. Thomas back to Torrealba. Torrealba tries to get into the hardened square of Comets defenders, but fails.
Well done by Kansas City playing that diamond, and Andreos playing up top, working hard and continue to cut off angles.
Ambush got to get some boots in the box here. Duduka to James Thomas, and Thomas is going to go down, and he is holding his calf. We'll see how long that keeps him down. And it looks like we're going to get a foul called against the Comets. Looks like there was some contact. In fact, we'll get a very prime free kick here. 34 seconds left on the penalty for the Ambush. 1:12 left here in this first frame. The Comets lead 2-1. Duduka stands over it. Almeida in position to make something happen. Two-man wall. As Yamadu man to his back right. DeDuca starts, 4 steps, taps it. Torrealba slides it under Ejimadu. Tie ball game. The newcomer, Danielle Torrealba. 15 points in 14 games for the Outlaws, and already opens his account for the ambush. This game is tied 2-2.
Can't tell who's down. Ejimadu, when he dove, landed on one of his own players, and I can't tell who that is.
It was the man playing off the wall, I believe. Might have been Acosta. But how about this step up, a change up from DeDuca as he stepped up with pace. Ooh, and man, Ejimadu really crumpled into his man. My apologies there. I believe that's Nathan. Is that Nathan Dirtle? I think I saw an 8 on the jersey. It might be the defenseman Nathan Dirtle for the Kansas City Comets. This game tied up at 2 goals apiece, 1:10 left. And really got to like that setup there from the ambush. DeDuca kind of coming up, like I said, it looks like he's going to blast one, but he slows things down. And then clearly they have big expectations for Torrealba because the ball, every time he's out here, the ball's getting to his feet.
Right, and they once again, Torrealba does the same thing that we saw with DeDuca's goal. Takes some pace off of it and places it low as Ejimadu sliding across and hits it underneath him.
And the Comets player is up. I'm at a bad angle here, so we have yet to catch the jersey mark, but I think it's going to be
Pena? I think it's 6. It's
I
Pena.
think yes, it's Guerrero Pino. 168 games in his MASL career, 29 goals, 40 assists, and unfortunately one crumpling thanks to his goalie.
Yeah, they'll hope that he can bounce back from that. Hopefully it's nothing too bad because he's a force for them and really leads them in the back.
One of their more veteran defenders here in the Comets jersey. He will be crucial to keeping this speed offense from the ambush held down as Paolo punches this one out of bounds, and now we'll get a chance here from the Comets as they have taken an early lead, immediately took that lead back after the ambush tied, and they have another chance here. Reggett, 2 sliding ambush players there. DeDuca and Tristan Austin help defer that.
Just as we expect, 2 teams that know each other trading blows here.
Incredible start here for the ambush. Although last year, games were crucial for them to score first. They went 9-2 when they scored, 9-4, excuse me, when they scored first last year. They were 2-9 when opponents scored first. And of course, the Comets did score the first goal of this game and of this MASL season. So hopefully the ambush can defy some of the numbers from last year and make a comeback here. 2-2, 38 seconds left. Araujo tries to tap it forward as he's pushed down there by Nacho Flores.
Nice work by the ambush there, playing it in and then having somebody run off that target up top.
Stankovic weaving through, and he's going to turn this one over. Tristan Austin, 1 versus 2. He's got a man to his left, but he didn't make the pass. Michaud, he makes the pass. Colin O'Keefe can't handle it. O'Keefe trying to reset the offense here. 13 seconds left in this frame. O'Keefe down the left side after a turn. Ejimadu's going to slap that one away. Ball's still live. Ball's in the Comets' control, and we're going to get a whistle as there was plenty of action down there. It looks like Leonardo Costa took a little bit of a push from Colin O'Keefe and got the whistle.
Well done by Tristan Austin there, winning that. I think it was one of the situations where he wasn't expected to be that open. He had a little bit more time. He could have taken a better touch and got a better finish.
And we will hit 000s on the clock, and that means this first quarter of this MASL 2025-26 season is over. Tied 2-2. The Comets take an early 1-0 lead. Ambush tie things up, and that's where we stand now. 2-2 tied up. This is the MASL on the CBS Sports Galazzo Network. We're back for the second quarter on the other side.
When you have a financial partner that invests in every part of you, you can't help but feel like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
Take control. Make a healthy change. Maintain a healthy weight. Exercise regularly. Don't smoke or use smokeless tobacco. Eat a healthy diet. Limit alcohol. Protect yourself from the sun and avoid tanning beds. Protect against sexually transmitted infections. Get screening tests. For more 8 Ways tips, visit siteman.woostel.edu/take control.
Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bostavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics.
Knotted up, tied here. 2-2, the Ambush and the Comets. And talk about a rivalry game. There's been plenty that have been lopsided here between the Ambush and the Comets. Couldn't ask for anything more than that first quarter of this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Ambush is probably going to be a little disappointed that they gave up some opportunities they did, but they've battled back. They've continued to go forward and create opportunities, and they've creating opportunities by getting set pieces down low.
Comets will start the kickoff of this second quarter. 15 minutes on the clock. Essentially, we're back at 0 here as this one is all even. We'll see if that Sane takes the pass from Zach Reggett. That's the pair that combined for the first Comets goal of this game and of the MASL season. Reggett, hold-up play here against Robert Williamson. Nobody helping him out. He's going to have to reset. Henry Ramirez works it across to Leonardo Acosta. Aleman to Tetsane. Acosta. Oh, Acosta with a dirty elbow! I mean, that's an egregious dirty elbow. A blue card and then some at least. I mean, that's one of the most egregious elbows I've ever seen, Mark.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no way a blue card is the only call that gets made on that play. Watch the replay, and that is one of the most. Look at how deliberate this is.
Yeah.
There's more than a blue card there.
If they take a look at that, he could wind up being thrown out of this game.
That is a borderline objectionable play from Leonardo Acosta, one of the best players too. I mean, he's skillful. We know he can get a little physical, but that's a waste of his talent, a waste of everyone's time.
And I didn't see anything that led up to that. There was nothing really before that, and for him to throw an elbow like that, it doesn't make sense, and it's not a smart play.
It's got to be a red, and there it is. Leonardo Acosta has been ejected from this game for an absolutely dirty elbow directly to the nose and face of new Ambush Daniel Torrealba. And Acosta has got a walk of shame out of this one.
Not the start that he wanted to have to this season, that's for sure.
Looks like he's asking if he can go straight to the big tunnel. But I mean, the player tunnel's right there, Leonardo.
Yeah, this is a little gamesmanship here, I think.
Yeah, I think so, giving his team a little time to talk things over. Also, I believe, and he's pointed out, somebody has to go serve his blue card. Because it is a blue card, which means they are a man down. The red card doesn't have to mean a man down situation, but in this place, both a blue card and we get a red card. Leonardo Acosta is out of this game. He heads through the players' tunnel right now, and the Ambush will have their second power play of this game. First one, they only really got a couple chances. Then Duduca Carvalho on a set piece.
Good opportunity here for the Ambush. One, they get the power play here, but also with Leo Acosta leaving the game, it opens up some opportunities for St. Louis.
Almeida slows things down here to Will Eske. In the same power play group as last time, Eske, Torrealba, no broken nose. James Thomas, Lucas Almeida, and Duduca Carvalho is your five-man group in green. Almeida walks this one up past the gold line. Eske to Almeida, Duduca They're going to switch things. Almeida is low in front of the goalie right now. Torrealba on the left wing.
Ambush, keep moving it here. Keep making Kansas City work.
The attempt there from Torrealba was turned away by the back of Chad Vandergriff.
Kansas City doing a good job keeping their shape, keeping St. Louis from trying to get the ball down low where they can set something up.
Almeida trying to get it down low to set something up here, it looks like, but into the middle for James Thomas. He's going to turn this one over, and it's going to go the other way for the Comets. Andrew Rouse turned that one over, though. Ambush almost had an easy chance from Duduka as Eske trying to reset things puts that one into the crowd. Ambush will change things around here. They'll add Colin O'Keefe onto their power play group. Penalty kill from the Comets as Reagit puts it into the wall.
Reagit comes on offensively. Now Andreos comes back in. He's so good at the top of that diamond for them because he can work both sides of the field and can cause pressure.
Almeida walks it up again. The 1-3 zone on for the Comets here. They had a flat back three instead of that diamond. They went to the usual diamond after that, kind of crashing a little bit on the ambush. Almeida tries it inside for James Thomas. Reset no good there from the Comets. It remains with the ambush. Torrealba hard off Marcel Berry. That's the end of the penalty. We'll get a man coming out of the box. That is Lucas Souza. Excuse me. I should know by now. Lucas Souza came out of the box and slowed down the ambush play there, but it remains St. Louis ball. Daniel Torrealba.
Now it's important for the ambush here to keep the ball. Make these defenders that have been defending this power play, make them stay on the field. Don't let them get a rest.
And we'll see if Kansas City takes their shift here. They will. Two players will shift here from Kansas City as Daniel Torrealba and Marcel Berry. Little contact there, and everyone will get a rest and make some changes. So not a lost chance there from the ambush.
Yeah,
but
the ambush never really created anything to get a good shot opportunity.
But they also will have the next 41-plus minutes without one of the more dynamic players in a Comets uniform. Leonardo Acosta ejected from this game with an elbow to Daniel Torrealba's face during a reset as Rafa Araujo set things up. Willie was looking long. He thought he had O'Keefe. O'Keefe thought he had him too.
And he could wind up with some extra time for that elbow. That was really blatant.
I mean, egregious and to the head. That is suspension worthy. There's no doubt about it. Ryan Kidu, one of the youngest players on this ambush roster, if not the youngest. Ooh, slow little roller there. Found its way through the ambush, through the Comet defense, but could not find an ambush foot. Long ball here, and it's going to get out of bounds. Dom Francis, a little too much there on the clearance.
Cheeky play by Francis there. Figured maybe catch Paulo cheating a little bit.
Ambush will restart here as soon as the ball gets back in play from the stands.
Good to see Guerrero Pino back on the field on D for Kansas City. So it looks like he's shaking that knockoff.
My apologies to the young guns on this team. A couple 2,000 birth dates on this ambush roster. Ryan Kidu, 1999. The youngest player that we're seeing tonight, though, Michael Lennis of the Kansas City Comets, born in 2003. I'm a young 22-year-old suiting up for the Comets this season.
Should be able to run forever.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way to look at it.
Because there's a lot of older veterans out here.
Depth was a big key to adding for both teams. Tristan Austin, speaking of a young player, 2000 birthday, he runs like he can all day long.
And it's really important, especially in the team concept, for players to find their space, their place on a team. Everybody has to work differently.
Speaking of Riley Uri's finding his place on this team, gets his foot in there, stops what could have been a beautiful pass. In fact, Mark, when we talked to the coaching staff of the ambush before this game, I'll just boil down essentially what the key stratagem of the ambush is this season. Fast. That's all you need to know, everybody. This team is going to run. This team's going to play up-tempo, and they might even literally light their hair on fire at one point just to help with it.
Yeah, they want to win it and get off in transition right away.
Pino's back out there. No harm, no foul from his earlier injury when Ejimadu crumpled him on the eventual goal for the ambush. So a defender has returned for the Comets as Lucia Tetsane fights off Lucas Almeida. Tetsane pulls down Almeida. Almeida might have had a hand in it as well. I believe it will remain. No, they will. Going to remain with the Comets as the foul goes against the Sage, Lucas Almeida.
Well done by Lucas Almeida, the pass master last season, led the league in assists, getting back on D there and fighting along the boards.
Such a good name, by the way. I mean, leading scorer, leading assister, no, pass master. That's good branding by the league there. Duduka fighting Dom Francis. He's going to be pushed down, and they're going to call Dom Francis on that one.
Do you think these KC and St. Louis guys like each other?
I mean, they know each other. That's for sure. It's kind of like you're in high school and they tell you don't go to college and become a roommate with your good friends because you will not remain friends. It's maybe it was one of those kind of things.
Yep.
Skies it from Togba. Going to be caught by Vandergrift. That's because there was a whistle.
Togba, former Kansas City Comets player, also played here at the Ambush 2 years ago.
Yep. You also have, of course, Chad Vandergrift, St. Louis native, who played with the Ambush for 4 seasons. Zach Reggett played a year with the Ambush, as did Eric Pereira. And, of course, Stefan Mijotovic, who is not on the active roster today for the Comets, had time with 3 different seasons with the Ambush. And, of course, we've already talked about Marcel Berry, the former St. Louisan, and Ambush as well. So much familiarity to these teams, not just because they play each other a lot, because they've all played on each other's rosters. And a turnover goes the other way. Dom Francis for the Comets, but a good job by Williamson to get a heel on it.
Torrealba winning the ball there along the boards. Just put it a little too far to Duduka.
Ejimadu tries to get this one off his feet, but he's going to put this one away. Easy turnover. And the Ambush
Ejimadu's not had a good night so far with his feet. So if I'm the Ambush, I would continue to press him.
Neto was warming up after the very first quarter break, which I thought was interesting. As Colin O'Keefe beats Garza one-on-one, but Garza, good job using the body. He's a big guy. Williamson easily taps that one down in the middle of the field. He's fighting now with Souza for it. Wins this one, gets it down the wing, but turns it over. Garza, big body in the middle of the field, fighting off Keefe.
Too much there in the middle of the field. Too many players are going to close in there.
3 emerald jerseys closed down that time. This time it's Kidu trying to take on 2 white jerseys, and he will not do so. Souza helps reset for the Comets. Tricky dribbling there from Henry Ramirez to open up some space. Garza slowly rolls this one, and finally Dom Francis gets on the other end. Garza tries to pick up that rebound, and he had to run through Ryan Kidu to do it. That'll be a whistle.
A little bit better from Kansas City. They were running ragged there for a little bit, but better play there to get an opportunity on goal.
Still tied 2-2. 7:45 left to play. We'll go to a stoppage here. 15 shots on goal for the Ambush, 11 for the Comets. All tied up 2-2. Thomas over the top.
Too much standing around by the Ambush right now.
Riley Urey. One-on-one with Anderaus. He tries to roll this one. Ejimadu can't handle the rebound. Francis going the other way. He's got a man to the left. He's going to hit him, but he's late. So Barry's got to kick this one back to Tetsane. Anderaus picking in the penalty area right now. He comes out. Holloman. There's Anderaus. No one down in the middle yet for the Comets. Who's charging? Barry on the left wing. Guarded by Austin. Tries to get it inside. Ooh, big contact with Duduka. But not much Duduka could do there.
No.
Barry just put him in a bad spot.
No, Duduka even kind of looked like he pulled up a little bit, but it was just there was a contact there, and Barry was going up, so it made it look even worse.
Yeah, Duduka had perfectly placed his body in the shape of a ramp, and Duduka being so solid, Barry just kind of went right up off him. Took a little hard fall there, but Marcel Barry no worse for wear.
This is where Kansas City misses a player like Acosta.
Nacho sets it to Tetsane. No, the dummy. Zach Reggett skies this one. Field goal, no good. And with 6:45 left to play here in this second quarter, we will head to a quick break. It is tied 2-2 here at the Family Arena. It's MASL Soccer on CBS Sports Golazo Network. .6:45 left here in this second quarter. We're watching MASL Soccer here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. We are live from St. Louis, Missouri, the Family Arena, the home of the St. Louis Ambush, taking on their heated cross-state rivals, the Kansas City Comets. We're tied up 2 goals apiece. Shots on goal, just a slight disparity here. Ambush get more attempts here and there. Home arena 16 to the 11 for the Comets. There also has been a little bit of drama here. We've had an ejection, one of the first ones in the last few years here in the Family Arena, as Leonardo Acosta elbow a little high on Daniel Torrealba of the Ambush, and that meant a red card. Ambush also 0-2 on their 2 penalty power play chances. 0 for 1-2 on their 2 power play chances. Last one did not even get a shot on goal in those 2 minutes. 6:35 as the Comets start play here.
Not much Acosta can complain about on that red card, that's for sure.
Nope. Stankovic tried to dummy the play, and he handed it right to the Ambush, who can't get the fast break they were hoping for. I mean, Acosta was impacting the game, and then he decided to impact Torrealba's face. And that was a bad choice by him.
We saw him several times in that first quarter, taking people on one-on-one, creating opportunities, and it's unacceptable for him at this point in the game to lose his cool like that.
Torrealba is going to clear this one easily, and Lucas Souza will reset. Kidu, the point man on defense for the Ambush. He takes up Souza. Torrealba on Tetsane. Araujo now on Pino. Torrealba picks up the misplaced pass there from Souza, and he splits the defenders there, but it's in no man's land. Ambush turned that one over. Henry Ramirez drops off to Souza. Might have been deflected there by Kidu, who hits the reset button.
Both teams really still trying to find a good groove.
Francis gets it into the middle there, almost accidentally it appeared. But good job by Araujo to kick it out, and that means the Comets will look for something else. Ramirez has been money with the ball at his feet. Can he break down Torrealba here? He's going to have to reset. Tetsane on Kidu. He's got Reget. Reget setting up here for the hold-up play. Will he go off the wall? He's going to make a turn here. Togba was holding him. Surprised they didn't give advantage there, considering Reget got the spin move off.
Yeah, I mean, Reget's so good at getting his body low, getting his center of gravity low. He's so hard to push off the ball once he does that. And he can turn. He also does a great job of holding the ball and laying it off to runners. They didn't have a runner there, but he's good at that.
Game opened up with his play off the wall for Lucia Tetsane. That's how the Comets jumped out to a 1-0 lead. The ambush then tied things up 1-1 for a 2-1 goal almost immediately by the Comets, and then we got another 2-2 tie, and that's where things have stayed since midway through that first quarter.
Fans thought that might have been too many men, but Kansas City pulled off that change with no problem.
Mashad.
It's a great double team by Dom Francis.
Absolutely perfect there. Gets the fast break going the other way, but Tetsane, speaking of double teams there, Tristan Austin and James Togba executed one in the ambush going the other way. O'Keefe, he's waiting for reinforcements, and they'll reset. Almeida, the pass master, says calm things down. Coach on the field, and he plays certainly like it.
Ambush can keep it out here, but they have to have runs down low.
Long ball from Paolo. Just before that third line, he's able to get that one off, and Briggs will put it off the shin of Tetsane and into Rosie. Duca Carvalho comes out for this offensive half possession for the ambush. They also got Will Eske and Lucas Almeida, their leading point scorer, their leading assister, and their leading goal scorer, all on the field right now for the St. Louis ambush.
And they're going to set up to keep it here.
Briggs from the top. Easily batted away by Ignacio Flores.
Not a real high percentage shot from that far out with that many defenders in the box. They'd have been better off keeping that, recycling it, and trying to get something on.
And with your three best players, arguably from last year on the field, I don't know if that's the shot you won necessarily either. Christian Briggs, a good long shot artist, but play the hits. Eske. Speaking of the hits, Eske with a chance down the left side, puts it wide. Darduka on the rebound. How did Ejimadu get his foot there? What a save. Oh, the defensive header to try to reset the clearance. Works out for the ambush, or works out for the Comets. Darduka might have gotten pushed down a little bit. No call, though.
Big save by Ejimadu, getting that left toe out there to kick, kind of a kick save.
How did he get there? I thought that ball was in, and he just flashed out there at the last second. I mean, Dominic Hasek on it with Ejimadu. And the goalkeeper in the pink has it at his feet again. Big ball here from Francis. Unfortunately, though, we are in arena soccer here, which that means that one's in the stands. And that means the ambush get a chance here to take their offense. 2:22 left to play here in this first half. And all knotted up at two apiece. No goals in this second frame after a wild back and forth to open the game, including 4 goals and a red card.
And we talked earlier about Ejimadu being one of the top keepers. I mean, first team all MASL last year, MASL All-Star game. So he's somebody that makes big saves.
And that'll gonna go against the ambush. Colin O'Keefe got caught wrapping his hands around the waist of Marcel Berry. No dancing, just fouling there.
That's where Marcel Berry excels. Just having that speed creates problems for players.
Nacho, quick restart. Tetsane thought he about it long, but resets here. He's got Francis right there on the right wing. Francis pulls it back. Puts a little air under this one for Reagan, who's got this hold-up play against Williamson. All-star matchup here, Williamson versus Reagan. Williamson winning so far, pushes him further away from the net. Kidu on Tetsane. Little step overs here from Tetsane, getting down the right side. Reagan again, off the wall! Tetsane off the woodwork! Almost a second wall to score from Reagan to Tetsane, but it remains knotted up at 2 goals apiece.
Once again, Reagan down low, able to hold the ball. And it's not as much playing the ball, it's the pace that he plays it off the boards. He's got it down to a science where he's playing it just at the right pace for that runner to come through. A lot of times you'll see players when they do that, they're smashing it off the boards and it's going right by them. He really has a good understanding of where players are at and the pace he needs to play.
Garza, beautiful shot there. Left-footed shot to the right side of Paulo Nascimento. And the Comets, they couldn't get one just a few seconds ago, but the second chance is good, and they take a 3-2 lead with 1:21 left to play in this first half.
Good finish over the top of Paulo there.
Garza has looked powerful, and that shot certainly did. That angle we just showed you, a beautiful showing. Again, left-footed shot, comes across the right side. Paulo, I think, might have got a hand on it, but Garza put so much past it that the only thing that Paulo did was just send it into the side netting.
And it's a tough one for Paulo because he's shuffling to his right, and then that shot goes high to his left. It's tough to get your feet there and get any kind of extension to go for that.
Minute 20 left here in this first half, and the Comets have taken their third lead of the game. 1-0, 2-1, and now 3-2. Riley Uri, golden top, trying to make an impact for this ambush team. Fakes the drive, looks for the pass. Again, another one. Trying to get that Sane dancing. Togba almost had that one. Oh, he was stolen away for a moment. Souza, he picks that one away from Souza. Into Rouse, wide open, off the woodwork. It won't go in. The goal helping the ambush out plenty. Another one off the wall. Wallace scorer number 3 for the Comets. Christian Rouse gets that one beautifully set up by Lucas Souza.
You have to follow your runner, and Andreas makes that run, takes it right at the boards, and just concentrates, puts it on goal, puts it down low.
And that is a play that the ambush just can't allow. Togba takes one step that puts him out of position. Really, for me, it's Riley Uri stopping his run back to the defensive center for the ambush. He pulls up, and instead of having that extra body in the middle, he's out in the perimeter, and it's an easy pass there for the Comets. They take a crucial 2-goal lead, 4-2, with 31 seconds left to play here in this first half.
And once again, we've talked about it over and over with Kansas City. They are going to play balls off the boards to runners running through the box.
It's a winning way to play in the MASL, and the Comets not new to winning in this league, as Briggs tried another long shot that didn't go anywhere. Ambush, 7 seconds left here in this first half. Paulo's going to launch one. Wormburner, he gets to Esque, who just missed the touch. Garza might have got his foot on it as well to cause a problem there. The game turns late there in the first half for the ambush. They go down 1-0, 2-1, and then 3-2. All things are fine, but then there they go down 4-2, and that's where we will head to the half here from the Family Arena. We will head down now to Angela Sharp. She's got a couple questions for the head coach, Jeff Locker.
Coach, my question just changed drastically. It was an evenly matched game until the last 2 minutes. What are you going to be telling the guys in there to get them back on track?
We got to stay mentally engaged the whole game. Obviously, we did good all the way up until the last minute, and we let up 2 goals.
But how good is it to be back here?
I love being back. No, it's great to be back. Great fans, nicely packed house. Good to be back.
All right, I'm going to let you get back in there and get this train back on the tracks. Love catching up with the coach at halftime.
We will head to halftime. This is the St. Louis Ambush and the Kansas City Comets, and this is the MASL premiere on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
When you have a financial partner that invests in every part of you, you can't help but feel like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Why should I call DM Law?
Because whether you have a $10,000 fender bender or a multi-million-dollar case, we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. A client of ours was in a wreck and had a minor head injury. we were still able to put over $23,000 in his pocket. Another client of ours had a severe leg injury, and we got them $1.1 million.
Big case or small, Mike's got this.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Hurt in a car wreck? Call 405-900-9000.
Shoot! He scores!
This is MASL in 5. What's going on, folks? I am Alex Bachevansky, and it is great to be back again for another season covering the greatest game on turf. Every week, I'll be coming to you from our MASL studio, filling you in on all the latest from the league, and the new campaign kicks off this week. Here's what you need to know.
Oscar. Y el equipo salvaje con la pelota se escapa. Hugo La Roca Puente. ¡Gol! Savage de Chihuahua. Campeones de la Major Arena Soccer League.
That's where things finished off last season. The Chihuahua Savage, in dramatic fashion, taking down the San Diego Sockers in Mexico to claim their third consecutive league title. MASL broadcaster Phil Levanco is back once again this year to offer his expert analysis.
What an incredible season, Alex. The three-time champion Chihuahua Savage overtaking the San Diego Sockers, the teams that everyone thought would be there in the Ron Newman Cup final, was there, and what a final we had with the Savage overtaking San Diego Sockers on their home turf.
But as the MASL launches its 2025-26 campaign, big changes are afoot. There will be no four-peat for the Savage. Chihuahua, along with the Harrisburg Heat, Dallas Sidekicks, and Texas Outlaws, will not be playing this season. What does this mean? An 8-team league, and every squad will be stacked.
Huge moves. No Chihuahua this year at all. We've got 8 teams in this year's MASL. But what does that give us? A gauntlet of a schedule. Every game is going to matter. Every team is going to play each other. And we're going to find out who is the best team this year on the field.
And there was no shortage of drama in the offseason, with some major names changing teams.
Alex, I want to talk about 3 huge moves on the offseason. First one we have to talk about is Nick Pereira jumping ship from Tacoma to San Diego. Now, he's played for San Diego before, and he's returning back to the Sockers. I mean, he's one of the greatest players this league has ever seen. But you know what? It wasn't just him going back to San Diego. It was Chris Toth, the 2-time goalkeeper of the year. Another player from the Stars down to the Sockers. And Alex, I can't leave this section without talking about Dom Francis. Arguably the best player in modern Harrisburg Heat history, goes back to Kansas City where he played during the pandemic. This guy, you know this already, he is a stud. 29 points last year, 48 the year before that. It's going to be amazing to see Francis and what he can do with Kansas City, another team that wants that Ron Newman Cup title. Other big storylines to look out for Alex this season, the Baltimore Blast. Can they continue their ascent towards the Ron Newman Cup finals? They took a big leap last year, won a bunch of games. Can they continue the upward trajectory. What about the Empire Strikers? They've been the little brother to the San Diego Sockers for a number of years now. Do they finally have the pieces to overtake big brother out in San Diego, Marco Fabian, of course? And don't forget about Justin Stinson, too. Sleeper MVP candidate, in my opinion. St. Louis Ambush, well, they tried a huge free agent splash last year. Didn't work. How can they rebound the pieces for this upcoming year? Playoffs for sure for the St. Louis Ambush. And finally, the Milwaukee Wave. Alex Sanchez, MVP candidate last year. Can he continue his breakout? And can the Wave get back into the playoff picture? Remember, they were one play away from beating Chihuahua for that spot in the Ron Newman Cup final.
Also, can Utica City build off last season's winning campaign and finally bring an MASL championship to one of the league's most passionate fan bases? And can Tacoma, an organization with a rich history, make it back to the postseason despite the departure of two of its biggest stars? You can find out by tuning in to MASL games once again on CBS Sports Golazo. Check out maslsoccer.com for the full broadcast schedule. All games will also be streamed on YouTube. And yours truly, along with Phil Levanco, will bring you MASL Monday to fill you in on what went down in the league each weekend. Always willing to stick his neck out, Phil is already making bold predictions.
All right, this is why everyone's here, right? Prediction time. My prediction for this season, I've got the Comets over the San Diego Sockers. I just don't know how the Sockers fit in all of these pieces. I think the Comets are humming. I think Dom Francis is going to put them over the edge. It's going to be a race for sure. The league is wide open. San Diego and Kansas City, these are the top two teams heading in to the first weekend of the season.
And that's going to wrap things up for this week's show. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one, get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted.
My name is Ashton Fry, and I'm here with St. Louis Ambush player William Eskay. This is Eskay's 6th year with the St. Louis Ambush and his 3rd year being captain. He just signed a 2-year extension deal with the Ambush as of August this year. Thank you so much for meeting with me today. To start things off, you are playing your rivals, the Kansas City Comets. First game of the season, what are you most excited for, and what was the team's preparation like?
I'm excited just to get back on the field. My daughter's a year and a half this year, so she's old enough to actually watch me play, so I'm excited to play for her. And we've had a long preseason with a lot of fitness, so I think the team is fit and eager to get at it.
And you're the captain of the St. Louis Ambush. What does it mean to lead a team in a city with such a deep culture, and how does the fan base support you guys?
Yeah, I'm really grateful for the opportunity. You know, I try to represent the city as best I can when I'm out there playing and leading the group. You know, it's a soccer city, so it's a great fan base to play for.
And gearing more toward the MASL side of things, the league has seen tremendous growth in the recent years. What is one major innovation or change have you seen in the MASL that you believe has elevated the overall quality and professionalism of the game?
Yeah, I think the media and marketing quality, game day operations, and general professionalism of all the organizations has gone way up. And so we're treated like real professionals.
And what is it about the MASL fan base and the culture of indoor soccer that makes the league's game day environment truly unique and electric?
Yeah, it's a really exciting, fast-paced game. Fans are a little nuts. And if you've never been to a game, you're missing out.
And what is the best piece of advice that you have ever received?
Yeah, I was told it takes a special player on special teams to win championships, and I try to be that guy.
Perfect. Thank you so much for meeting with me today, Will. This was a talk with William Eske. My name is Ashton Fry.
When you have a financial partner that invests in every part of you, you can't help but feel like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
I got hurt in a car wreck. Why should I call DM Law?
Because whether you have a $10,000 fender bender or a multi-million-dollar case, we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. A client of ours was in a wreck and had a minor head injury. We were still able to put over $23,000 in his pocket. Another client of ours had a severe leg injury, and we got them $1.1 million.
Big case or small, Mike's got this.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Hurt in a car wreck? Call 405-900-9000.
Want more MASL action? Follow MASL and St. Louis Ambush on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to MASL TV on YouTube, where you'll find game rebroadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and more.
We're back here at the Family Arena. The song that you all love hearing at these games is playing right now. Joey's not here and there's no camera on us, so I will neither dance nor sing this song, and that's the benefit you get with Joey Zanabelli not on the broadcast. I know you were all waiting for him. Don't worry. He will be back soon. He is out of the country calling a little baseball in Dubai, so you don't get the same Miley Cyrus reenactment as usual.
He is probably tuned in just to hear this song.
Yeah, I feel like he shot up in bed at around 3:30 a.m. Dubai time. He shot up in bed and he said, "Oh my God, they're playing my song." Shots on goal for the Ambush in this game, 18-13 for the Comets, but despite the chances created, the Comets lead this one 4-2. They've also blocked 8 of those shots by the Ambush. Your thoughts from this first half, Mark Moser?
The Ambush is going to have to get the ball down lower and get some better shots in close. Kansas City has done a really good job of getting the ball down low and then getting shots in the box, where St. Louis is taking shots from out, and Ejimado is too good of a goalkeeper at this point in his career to be beaten very often from outside the red line.
And obviously, the Ambush, a lot less touches in the box, in the penalty area. When you compare them to the Comets, that'll be a big thing. We like to say boots in the box on this broadcast, and that's been one of the biggest issues for the Ambush this game. Can they solve that problem here? It's the second half of the MASL premiere right here on CBS Sports Network, as Almeida has a stoppage of play happen in front of him. MASL on CBS Sports Galazzo Network here, the second half. Kansas City Comets traveling to face off against their rivals, the St. Louis Ambush, here in St. Louis. This game, though, as it should be with all rivalry games, will immediately get reignited tomorrow night, as they will play back-to-back tonight in St. Louis and then tomorrow night in Kansas City. Of course, as always, there's little things to add into this rivalry. Snow hitting the Midwest tonight. We'll see if that creates any travel issues for either of these teams as they head across the state at some point this evening. Jeff Michaud fighting off Flores. Torrealba puts it off the wall. Nacho to Souza. Another high elbow near Torrealba. Souza tried to clear that one there. Michaud was right in the middle. But again, another ball for the Ambush that they can't make anything of.
Torrealba going forward again, but still got to get the ball in tighter. Get your shots in from closer. He's not going to be scoring from outside the yellow line.
A lot of long shots here from the Ambush, including plenty from behind the yellow line by defenders. As Mark said, they need to get the ball to their playmakers near the goal. When they do that, as Taduka has shown you tonight, that's when they score goals. Togba walls off Garza to retain possession for the Ambush.
One thing we talked about early in the pregame was Dom Francis and what he can add to the attack. He's also made several plays getting back on D, working both ends of the field. Very important.
Just right there, Taduka's in the middle with the ball, and there's 4 white jerseys around him. No help from the Ambush there, and they squander another potential chance. Get back on defense. Zach Reggett with a chance. High on the left wing. Francis gets it to Flores. Pino. Cross to Enderhaus. Enderhaus looking for his second goal of the game. Oh! Puts it in front of the goalie's body, but nobody there to finish it off. Stankovic with a good dribble there, but he's held back literally by Williamson. No call, though.
Yeah, Williamson gets his arm out there just to pull him back a little bit. Not enough to draw a foul, but enough to throw him off.
Does it bother you when you see a defender get away with a move like that, Mark? Is there something inside of you that goes, there's something wrong with that?
No, I think because you know what? I think the forwards are creating space for themselves as well. So
turnabout's fair play?
Yeah, and I mean, he's not grabbing. It was more of just a nudge to throw him off balance. It's not a full-fledged where he's pulling his shirt or pulling his arm back.
My favorite example of sports gamesmanship has to be here in St. Louis. 2006 World Series, Kenny Rogers gets accused of using tar, and everyone wonders, why isn't the Cardinals manager calling for him to be checked? And he just kind of winked at everybody. Turnabout's fair play there. I'll scratch my back, you scratch yours, so on and so forth. Out of bounds there by Briggs.
Good set piece there. Briggs just not able to keep it down.
Fetsane set things anew for the Comets. Puts this one deep for Reggett. Reggett, hold up play on Briggs. Ball's bouncing. He puts it off the wall. Beautiful little move there. Reggett and the wall might be the 2 best players on the field tonight.
He definitely uses it well.
O'Keefe tried to put that one in the air, but Henry Ramirez ate that one and continued the attack. Michaud resets. Good defense there by Jeff Michaud. Ambush defense has been better when he's been on the carpet, but that hasn't been a ton of games the last 2 seasons.
Well done, Almeida. Tried to slide that through to SK, just didn't have enough oomph on it to get it and catch SK on the run.
Torrealba back on the defensive side with Michaud. Michaud looking for a pass over the top. Doesn't have one. Almeida is all alone in the penalty area, deep for the ambush. 11:32 left to play. Torrealba down the side, tries another low one here, sliding it to Almeida, but a good sliding tackle there from the Comets, cuts it out. Tristan Austin with a chance here, gets it past Vandergriff, but Ejibodu is right there for an easy one.
Vandergriff, big block shot there. He does that so well, anticipates, gets his body out in front of the ball.
Long vertical chance, does nothing for the Comets, just turns it over. And now Cowan O'Keefe down the right side. Plays off the wall for himself. Wallace scores himself. Tristan Austin wide open goal. And it's blocked again by who else? Chad Vandergriff.
Yeah, Chad just always seems to put himself in spot. He works so hard to block shots, and he is a leader, not only in this team, but in the league in block shots every year.
Tristan Austin couldn't believe he missed that one. Another one on the platter for these guys that they spilled all over themselves. Ambush down 4-2 after a rough final 2 minutes of the first half. It was tied 2-2, and they let things slip away. Offense still lacking the punch that you'd expect the speed to give it as they try to go vertical here. Ball will remain in play. Another header from Michaud. Duduka playing hard against Flores. Flores will go down to get the call.
Kansas City doing a good job keeping St. Louis out closer to midfield and just not allowing them an opportunity to get it in down low.
Halaman, easy dribble there past Araujo, but his pass goes long. Togba being held by Reggett as he tried to intercept that one. He has his hands up, and the officials will listen. That'll go against Zach Reggett.
And that's the call we just talked about. That's the forward trying to get an advantage there.
Justice is served as Chili Willie Eske tries to get it down the left side. Tries to take on Stankovic one-on-one. One step too slow there. Garza again stoically puts it behind him, and Halaman can run into this one. Beautiful back heel from Stankovic. Ball spins into the crowd as Briggs knocks that one back. The Comets will get a solid attempt here from the top of the arc. Flores, Reggett, Francis all on the carpet now. Flores drops off to Francis. Francis with his chance. And Will Eske slid in front of it, but no ball to the ambush, or ball to the ambush, which means that one was just skied by Francis.
Yeah, Francis is going to want that one back. I mean, he's coming in on his left foot, wants to just put it on goal, and he got under it.
He wants his back. He's going to have to jog it pretty far. He's going to jog pretty far to go get it. He skied that one. You hit it, you get it. Old playground rules after that one. Duduka wins the play there with Itsane, creates some space. But he's got to turn, and he works this one across the field to Togba. Togba, 1v1 versus Garza. He's got helping Dom Francis. There's an open ambush player somewhere. They get it to him, Robert Williamson.
Still not enough movement from the ambush. Has to be more movement,
no one's
more
cutting.
opportunities.
Where's the cuts? Where's the interior distractions that cause the defense to move and react, Mark?
Well, and right there, Togba finally decides to make the run. Just by making the run, he now creates a set piece at the top of the box.
Just above the arch. Almeida, Duduka, Michaud, Eske, and Briggs. Three-man wall for the Comets. Ambush spread out 5 wide around the world. Almeida gives it to Duduka, puts it on a tee. Oh, a save by the foot of Tetsane, and the header from Briggs couldn't get in. Beautiful play.
Once again, Duduka taking a little bit off of it and placing it. Great play by Tetsane to get in there, get behind on the back post, and knock that away.
We'll call the kick save earlier from Ejimadu Hashik. I'll call that one Wah from Lacia Tetsane. Beautiful save there. Keeps this one 4-2. 9:18 left to play in this third quarter. Another long ball. Tried to get to Reggett, but it hit the stanchion off the glass, which means an ambush reset here.
Will Eske is really been quiet this game. He's
Yes.
not And I don't know whether he's just playing more defensively, but where he's not getting opportunities going forward. And for the ambush team to be good this year, they need a lot of offense from Will Eske.
Can't be wasting possessions like that. Paolo puts it into the crowd. And now switch it right around. The Comets get the restart. Kanejimadu set things up better than Paolo. Pino to Flores. Williamson versus Reggett, and he's going to win this battle. How about that duel between those two guys, Reggett and Williamson? An all-star battle has been incredible today. Austin tries to give and go in the midfield with O'Keefe. They missed it. O'Keefe says, I'm sorry about that. I love a mid-play, I'm sorry. Togba guarded by Barry. These players might as well just change teams a couple times. Former Ambush, former Comets together.
Talk about some wheels between Togba and Barry. Two guys that can get up and go.
Those guys, Tristan Austin, Will Eske, Riley Uri, there's a lot of speed on this roster. A lot of it's ambush. But unfortunately, Mark, none of that speed has really been on a showcase tonight offensively for the ambush.
Tristan Austin's done a good job tonight, working both sides, winning balls.
Speaking of which, Roberto Garza, beautiful job winning that ball, but he puts it wide. Garza with a beautiful steal. Jacob Garza, my apologies, with a beautiful steal, but he puts that one wide. Almeida now in the corner, guarded by Jacob Garza. Williamson at the BJC logo. Back to the pass master. He's got a man in front, Torrealba. Looks to his right though, and he's gonna kick this one back to the Axios logo of Christian Breaks. Williamson literally walking that one, trying to pull the Kansas City defense back and then get in behind him as Flores is all over Williamson. You gotta call that one. It takes two to tango, and Williamson and Flores did a little dance there, and Ambush will have a chance to make something out of it. .704 left to play. We'll get a stoppage. Go to break here in just a moment. As Ambush with Almeida. Here's Daduka. Daduka to his left. Slides this one. Another save by a Kansas City defender. Pino this time with the kick save. That one was a little bit more Braithwaite, but hey.
Kansas City doing a good job. Somebody dropping back there and helping out is Yamadu.
6:45 in this third quarter. The Kansas City Comets lead their cross-state rivals. The home St. Louis Ambush 4-2. A 1-0 lead, a 2-1 lead, a 3-2 lead, and then 4-2. Comets have never trailed in this game. And before the Ambush even think about that possibility, they got to work back a 2-goal deficit in a quarter and a half. We'll get a stoppage here on the field. Play goes against Paolo.
They brought it back in.
Yep.
Paolo couldn't play it there. Good pressure by Kansas City there. Really stepped up their pressure.
Flores steps up from the top of the arc. And Rouse off the wall. Paolo almost let that one go, but came up with a beautiful save. Sidearm throw there out to Daduka near midfield. He's going to be pushed down from the back and fall. Call against Anderaus. Quick restart there. Togba. Green all in front of him. Eske crashing off the wall, though, too hard. Anderaus a little bit too slow for that ball. He's going to continue pressuring as Michaud had it solo. And Torrealba puts it up the right side of the wall. And Araujo is just a tad bit low, bad angle.
Anderaus is like the Energizer Bunny. He just comes out and works and works and works and creates opportunities for himself.
And he creates problems for the opposing team, as he has done plenty against the Ambush in his last 4 or 5 years in a Comets jersey. Araujo trying to create some chaos on Tetsane. Stankovic looking deep. He's going to have Souza. Souza couldn't make anything happen with Reggett, and Williamson's going to clear this one out. Torrealba, chance to get the ambush. A possession header, though, will fall to Tatsani. Stankovic tries to get the shot off, but a beautiful slide by Togba. It's Williamson against Reagan again. Williamson comes out winner. Backwards header there from Torrealba. Almost sprung Tristan Austin, but great job there by Stankovic on the defense. We will take a quick break. We'll come back here. 4-2, Kansas City Comets lead here. 4:53 left to play in this third quarter. It's MASL Premier on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. Our experts provide a full range of heart services, from prevention to life-saving care. St. Luke's is nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area for good reason. Our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables us to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis.
The Cleveland Clinic Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute is proud to collaborate with St. Luke's Hospital to deliver the highest level of innovative care in the St. Louis metropolitan area. Our alliance means you have access to world-class heart care in all the local communities St. Luke's serves.
St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider for the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear.
Taking a look now at the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. We also got the Ferris wheel down there downtown, a beautiful midtown experience for St. Louis. Of course, the St. Louis City SC not lit up there, but Energizer Park right there in the vicinity. Another place where this great Kansas City and St. Louis soccer rivalry is played out. As game number 1 of 6 between these two cross-state rivals playing out in front of us right now on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. It's a 4-2 Comets lead. 4:44 left to play here in this third quarter as Paulo, the goalie, trying to get something going with the throw here by the ambush. Tipped there by Sosa. Austin behind the defense, but Torrealba can't get the pass off.
Kansas City's going to want to keep doing what they're doing, defend well, and then when they do go forward, get numbers and get the ball into the box.
Almeida forces the turnover there against Reagit, but put right into Reagit's chest from Briggs. We'll get a whistle, though, the foul against Henry Ramirez. And the restart coming up for the ambush.
St. Louis, on the other hand, they're going to have to get more creative. A little too stale, too much knocking it about out high. They need to get the ball into players and get players running off of Duduka.
They'll get him for a 3-line?
Yep.
Yep, get him for a 3-line pass there. Gold, white, gold, and the Comets will take advantage of that one here.
Watch the right side here with Reagit and Dom Francis.
And that's where they go. Francis after the dummy from Reagit. High save there by Paulo. Ball in front of the net, though. Togba couldn't clear, and Reagit almost able to get another possession going for the ambush, for the Comets, excuse me. O'Keefe misses his header. Francis plays it hard and low to Flores. He's going to try to put it back in the recycler, and he's going to fall down after a rough tackle to the ankle by O'Keefe. Fair call there.
Yeah, he felt that pressure and realized, hey, I just better go down here and take this foul and get off.
Tatsani jumps off the bench and into the
free restart. Pino. Easy to Francis. Francis and Reagan both on, but Francis is going to get cut down by Torrealba. No cards there, but a reset and restart coming for the Comets. Pino. He's got Francis, Tetsane, and Reagan up front. Francis deep pass in here. He's got Pino. Pino's first real play off the offense goes to the wall again. As Moser's point continues, using this wall so much for the Comets. Oh, turnover. Reagan, he's all alone, but James Togba, what a defensive play to get his leg in there.
Yeah, just that little extra getting back made a huge difference, kept Reagan from getting that shot off.
3 goals would have felt insurmountable as the Ambush still trail 4-2. They have not scored since late in the first quarter. And it was these last final 3 minutes or so in the second quarter that has doomed them in this game so far. It was a 2-2 game late into the second, but multiple mistakes by the Ambush and some crucial plays from the Comets has taken us to this 4-2 game here late in the third period. Tetsane in the wall. SK's trying to make something happen here. Turnover could be big for the Ambush. Good job by the Comets getting it up the wall and forcing the play all the way back to Paulo. Paulo misplays that one, but Anarau is just a step slow. Williamson trying to win this one, get a possession win for the Ambush, and they will.
Second half, Kansas City's coming out and pressuring a lot higher.
Ball in to the crowd, and we'll see a switch here for the Ambush. 2:14 left to play here in this third. Ambush still leads, shots on goal, 22-16 for the Comets. Based off the halftime stats, they've put about the same here in this third, and they both have the same thing to show for it, Bubkus. Reagan, good fake there to keep the pressure from O'Keefe away from him. Oh, but a big collision there, and Robert Williamson's going to immediately get a blue card for boarding. They called that immediately, no hesitation. Both Williamson and Reagan going low into the boards, and they'll get the blue card against Williamson for the board.
Yeah, that's
ooh, sticks his leg out. Yep. You know what? I was gonna say that seems like a little ticky-tacky call, but the way that Williamson stuck his leg in front of Reagan on the end of that run, I think it's a good call.
Well, and anytime you're going in the boards like that and somebody goes down, the player on the outside, on the inside is gonna most of the times get called for a foul.
Williamson yelling over to his head coach. I think he might have wanted a more formal protest from the bench for the Ambush. Robert Williamson not liking that call, and he puts the Ambush in a tough spot here. First power play for the Comets. Zach Reagan, Dom Francis, Lucas Souza, Ignacio Flores, and Leasia Tetsane. The most dangerous players and the players who have scored for the Comets are all on the field here. But Dom Francis, the newbie, little too much mustard on the cross pass. Ambush will get a chance to milk some time here.
Probably try and drive it up to Duduka here, see if he can hold it.
And we had a little contact there. It looks like Pino had knocked down Duduka, so the Ambush, without having to do much, will get to move the ball all the way into the attacking area of the Kansas City Comets.
Try and keep it here, burn a little bit of time.
Yeah, Mashad fakes going forward because why would he? And Lucas Almeida is going to keep it way past the half line. Duduka now playing some hold-up game at midfield. Chad Vandergriff, little press on Paulo. Duduka, long ball here to Almeida, but he undershoots it. Now it's 3-on-2 for the Comets. Pino, though, couldn't push it, though, and a good job by the Ambush penalty kill to get back set.
Getting Christian Briggs back on, Togba, Mashad, Tristan Austin up top defensively for St. Louis.
1:20 left in this power play. Tristan Austin picks Francis's pocket. Austin going the other way. Does he have shorthanded goal written all over him? To his left foot, and it's going to be blocked. Nicely done by Ignacio.
Well done by Tristan.
off of Ignacio, so the restart for Michaud. Michaud, Austin, Togba, and Briggs. We got 2 defenders and 2 spark plugs for the penalty kill of the ambush. Togba will switch with Michaud and get the one started. Off the wall for Tristan Austin. Austin takes one dribble to settle it, probably too much. He's just got to strike that one, I think, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, and the Ambush, they've done a better job on this power play of keeping the ball out, not letting Kansas City get it down low.
And credit to the Ambush, the thought process might be don't launch one, because if they get a long rebound, it puts you in a bad spot. So maybe they're thinking that one, but Austin really, his only chance to score there would have been an immediate shot off the pass, and that extra dribble lost any chance of that. Kansas City will end this third quarter on the power play unless they score here. Reggett, 15 seconds left, 27 seconds left on the power play, but he'll get a foul called for him, and the official wonders what he thinks he was doing.
Dogma, good job there, committing, going in, winning that ball, and drawing the foul as he popped up and was going to be off to the races.
Ambush will try to kill the final 12.7 of this third quarter. 26 seconds full left on this power play for the Ambush. Jacob Garza gets it. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reagan at the buzzer. Off the wall. No go there. We will finish out this third quarter scoreless, but the Kansas City Comets still lead 4-2 in this MASL premiere on CBS Sports Golazo Network, live from St. Louis.
Clear vision is so important for everything I do, on and off the field. I'm Zach Reggett, forward for the Kansas City Comets. We are super excited to partner with Silverstein Eye Centers as the official eye care provider for the Kansas City Comets.
I'm Dr. Steve Silverstein. We would love to show you what eye care should be. Please call us to schedule an appointment or visit our website at silversteineyecenters.com.
Take control. Make a healthy change. Maintain a healthy weight. Exercise regularly. Don't smoke or use smokeless tobacco. Eat a healthy diet. Limit alcohol. Protect yourself from the sun and avoid tanning beds. Protect against sexually transmitted infections. Get screening tests. For more 8 Ways tips, visit siteman.woostel.edu/take control.
Want more MASL action? Follow MASL and St. Louis Ambush on Facebook and Instagram. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bostavansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Think the refs missed one? Find out on Under Review with Phil Levanko and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. The MASL's most controversial show. Catch it every Friday on MASL TV on YouTube.
I've got an uncontroversial take for you, Mark Moser. The old courthouse downtown St. Louis, one of the prettiest landmarks in this great state and honestly this great country. Love the old courthouse in downtown St. Louis. That's where we are, not downtown, about 20 miles away in St. Charles from the Family Arena. And you're listening to the final frame of this first game of the 2025-26 MASL season. This is the MASL premiere on CBS Sports Galazzo Network. Again, live from the Family Arena for the Kansas City Comets and the St. Louis Ambush. A rivalry that plays at multiple levels and types of the soccer game. A rivalry that goes much deeper even in this sport. Football, baseball, everything else too. And we'll see another chapter of this rivalry finish up today. 4-2 lead for the Comets. Can the Ambush make a comeback and make the story a little bit more interesting? Matthew Rocchio joined by the legend Mark Moser, whose jersey will be going up into these rafters later on this season. Thoughts so far from these first 3 frames?
You know what? Kansas City, I think, has done a really good job of defending, and then when they do, creating chances up front. They frustrated St. Louis at this point.
Sliding tackle there by Mashad, but he couldn't get any of the ball. Ambush, though, will get one here. Wow, ball looked like it might have gone out of bounds on the clearance, but stayed in on the carpet. And Tetsane will get things going here. 14 minutes left here to play. And the penalty for the Ambush is dealt with. We're back to 5-on-5 soccer here. Marcel Berry just too high. You know, the former Ambush wants to make an impact. He had a goal and an assist in his first ever game against the Ambush after joining the Comets last year, but then that season cut short. So you know he wants to get things going again.
And he's moving really, really well, which is great to see after having such a horrible injury last year. To have him back on the field and being able to run like he can.
Yeah, calves and Achilles do not like the sudden change of direction in this sport. And so to get one of those big injuries like he did, it's always risky on that comeback. We saw James Thomas had an Achilles injury, and it really, I mean, it took him almost 2 full seasons to get back to where he was comfortable. Ball there that Ejimadu is going to come out and play with his head. Robert Williamson almost with a chance on an empty net. So we know that those Achilles can really hurt players, especially the more offensive players in this league. And for James Thomas, he's a more target forward kind of guy. He's obviously moved back to defense now, but that's his style. For a guy like Marcel Berry, who's all speed, all energy, that could have been a
could have been devastating
injury. So to watch him making these plays tonight, great to see good old Marcel Berry with these Comets. If you're an Ambush fan, you like seeing Marcel Berry. You don't like seeing the score line, as another season could start with a loss to the Comets. Too many like that in the recent history.
Yeah, and I mean, and they're going to see these guys again tomorrow night. So this to get off to a good start is important, and so far Kansas City has the edge.
Nacho down the line to Zach Reggett. But James Togba is there to cause the interference and help out the Ambush defense. Mark, I mentioned it already, but coming up on February 7th of 2026, they're going to put your jersey in the rafters. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Tremendous honor, and when I found out, I mean, it's just so many great memories from my playing days, so many great teammates that I got to play with, and just a tremendous honor to be able to have my name and number hang here in the Family Arena.
And I'll ask this question again on that night when we're talking to you, but you know, Slobo Ilizevsky, Daryl Duran, Jamie Swanner, Mark Moser, what does it mean for you to be not just one of 4 names, but those are the other 3 names that you're up there with?
Well, I mean, those all 3 absolutely unbelievable players, and to be able to be up there next to them is just a complete honor. And at the same time, all 3 of them were friends of mine. So, and got to play with all 3.
Yep.
So just a amazing honor.
And of course, that 4th banner up there, that NPSL championship in 1995, you were part of the only professional soccer championship in St. Louis history. Obviously, an incredible career, and no better way to put a little coda on it by putting that jersey up in the rafters. Congratulations
that was
again, sir.
Such an amazing year with, I think, all but 2 of our players being St. Louis guys.
Wow, that's special.
And for myself that year to have just a career year scoring and for us to win a championship and bring it back to St. Louis was huge.
Tatsane, beautiful move there. Oh, the goal-saving heel, we'll call it, from Jeff Mishaw there on the defensive play. And also we now see it on the MLS stage as well, but the MASL and the Arena Soccer has seen a lot of rivalry games between Kansas City and St. Louis. You being a St. Louis guy, you bringing a championship to St. Louis. What is it to you to watch these Kansas City and St. Louis matchups?
It's just, I mean, the biggest thing is just it's always fun because you know it's going to be great competition. St. Louis and Kansas City always put out good teams, and it's fun to play against, especially, you know, some guys you know, and it's good competition. The year we won the championship, we beat Kansas City in a 5-game series, and it was us, them, us, them, us, them, and it's always fun to play against Kansas City in that rivalry.
I cannot imagine, as again, I was born in '91, so I know there have been longer than 5-game series against Kansas City clubs. Obviously, the Cardinals had one in 1985, was not around for that one. That one did not go St. Louis's way. So any 5-game series against a Kansas City club, if you're a St. Louisan, that is pure theater. And Mark Moser got to experience that and walked away with a championship, put a banner up in the rafters, and unfortunately, the Comets look to continue their season-opening dominance in the recent years against this ambush squad. It's the former ambush man, Zach Reggett, a beautiful worm burner that he puts in the low corner.
Yeah, just Zach, so good with that left foot, gets it up top, gets the turn, and just puts it low and to Paulo's left, and he couldn't get to it.
Past 2 ambush defenders, and of course one of the best goalkeepers in MASL history. It was low, it was just fast enough, but again, second time we've seen Paulo have a little trouble tracking that left-footed shot to his right side.
Yeah, I mean, going from his right to his left, he just is, the two of them now, he's not been able to get over to get him.
And a controlling now 3-goal lead with 9:55 left to play here in this matchup. Kansas City Comets leading 5-2 over the ambush.
That was a huge one because now it's going to force the ambush to push forward here and maybe go forward a little more to try and win it back quicker. And it's going to open some things up for guys like Marcel Berry and Andreas.
Berry, little hold-up play there, gets off to Sosa. Holloman off the wall. Sosa, great cross there. But he couldn't get it past Paulo. But, I mean, you saw it right there, off the wall and a perfect cut that opens up a scoring opportunity.
And the thing that's important about it is it's not just the ball, it's their players know that it's coming. They're making those runs through the box. Sometimes it might not get there, but they're making that run through the box, where St. Louis is so much more stagnant that if it does come off, they're just not getting opportunities.
Ambush will have to create plenty of opportunities here. 9 minutes left to play in this game. They got to find 3 goals. 24 shots on goal already, have just given them 2. Plenty of work to do here. Briggs sets it down to Williamson. Now, obviously, back in your day, the scoring was a little bit different. You guys had the three-point line and things like that. But it seemed like back then, Arena Soccer really did capture the chaos, the helter-skelter kind of play. Do you see a way the league can maybe get a little faster and get some of those goal numbers back to what we used to see?
I think you just look at these teams do go forward, and they do go forward. There's some teams in the league that go forward very quickly. It's just not, from a defensive side, teams do better at shutting things down.
But also, I mean, with how many guys, the way you guys were shooting it long, something tells me that the quality of goaltender in this league, and I know obviously we've got some great ones, again, hanging in the rafters, but with the way that the long ball used to be such a big part of the game for scoring, something tells me that if guys like Paulo or even Ezra Madu or Nicolau now were playing last year, it might have been a little, or back then a little tricky. We'll continue this conversation on the other side. The Kansas City Comets lead 5-2 here. It's MASL on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one, get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted.
Here's what I'm thinking about the living room. Double hung windows are classics, but what do you think about casement windows? Or maybe sliding windows? Or even a big bay window? With all the styles Window World offers, I've got tons of options that match my taste and budget perfectly.
Which will you choose?
I might need another house or two.
At St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, we understand that care is more than treatment. It's about living your best life. We're nationally recognized as a top heart care provider in the area, and our proud alliance with Cleveland Clinic's Heart, Vascular, and Thoracic Institute enables St. Luke's to take on the most challenging cases for the highest level of outcomes in St. Louis. St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, a beat above the rest for a life beyond expectations. For a first diagnosis or a second opinion, make an appointment today.
And we are back here at the Family Arena, St. Louis, Missouri. Kansas City Comets facing off against the St. Louis Ambush. Live here on CBS Sports Galazzo Network. 7:55 left to play in a 3-goal lead for the Kansas City Comets. We were just talking before we went to break. Mark Moser, of course, 500 regular season goals, over 170 regular season assists. And I was just talking about a way that this league can maybe jack up the scoring a little bit, get back to some of the excitement. Your point, though, a lot of teams playing fast. I was making a point, a lot of great goalies in this league right now, though, as well.
There is, but teams are much more comfortable, I think, playing the ball out of the back. With Jamie Swanner and the arm that he had, when he got the ball, his first thought was, we're going. And it was a lot of times throwing it up and getting forward quickly. And teams just don't do that. They're more comfortable playing out of the back, slowing it up a little bit.
I think we could also probably point to just the way that the game of soccer at every level has changed. I think people, 20 years ago, soccer teams at every level, every style, were a lot more willing to just hoof it down the field and play with the result, where now everything's about control, the middle of the field, and things like that.
I think it goes through cycles, and teams find things that work for them.
SK trying to find something to work for him here. Little bouncer there, held though by Ejimadu. Might have mistimed his jump a little bit, but that was about it. Long throw here. Jamie Swanner might have taught him that one. Gets it to Henry Ramirez on the long cross. Machado reads it perfectly off the wall. Holds it up. Paolo outside of the penalty area, puts it in the air. Settled by the Comets.
Dom Francis once again all over the field.
And again, we talked about too, Rian Marquez not in this game. 2 goals and assist, 3 goals and assist, and then 2 goals and 2 assists in the final 3 matchups against the Ambush last year. They haven't needed his offense, but clearly his loss has felt an impact here, and Dom Francis might not be doing it with his scoring, but the overall play has been crucial.
Yeah, and Rian Marquez had a phenomenal year last year.
Led him in everything.
And having to miss tonight's game on a suspension, but we'll be back tomorrow night.
Do you think there was at one point over the offseason where he forgot about that suspension? And he got back to training camp like, by the way, you're not playing the first game, Rian. What do you mean? I feel fine.
I'm sure he was hoping they forgot about it, but.
And Tristan Austin might have caught the bald head of Ejimadu with a cleat there as he was trying to make a play on the ball. Ejimadu not happy. Did not take the helping hand from Tristan Austin. I guess when a guy takes a chunk of flesh out of the dome, you aren't looking to reconcile very fast.
6:16 left. The Ambush need to really start pushing forward here and trying to win something.
Yeah, they got about a minute here before we enter miracle status to make this a game. Togba fighting off against Reggett. Araujo, who's been quiet today. He had his first double-digit goal season last year. Slow start so far this year. Tristan Austin. Ambush last scored a goal late in the first quarter. Going now on almost 3 full frames without being able to put one in the net. And Torrealba almost
finished the drought. So did Austin, but great defense from Tetsane, and Ejimodu keeps this one just a 5-2 deficit.
Tetsane has been all over the field tonight. That's the third or fourth ball that has been cleared off the line that St. Louis thought they were going to get a goal.
And honestly, I don't know if this is him playing with the juice of scoring the first goal of the MASL campaign, or if he really is a guy who's just gotten that much better over the last few years, because he's always been a solid role player for this Comets team. But the way they're playing him tonight, he could be one of the most important players. And the way he's playing tonight, he's playing like he will be one of the most important players.
Yeah, I mean, he's grown over the years here, but tonight he's having a really, really good game.
Paolo now joining the offense past the half line, trying to make something happen here. 4:53 to play, 3 goals left to score here for the Ambush. Chili Willie Eske, leading goal scorer last year, has been extremely quiet tonight. Paducah, the leading points getter, though, has not. One of the few players whose names we called out multiple times after the first frame. O'Keefe switches feet, tries to make something happen down the wing, off the wall. Ejimadu off his line, but Tetsane's right there. Of course he is.
And again,
another beautiful play here as he kicks it past a striking Jeff Michaud to open things up. 2-2, but the Ambush get numbers back.
Well, double teamed there by the Ambush to win it back.
Michaud gets it to Torrealba. Torrealba favoring that left wing, cuts inside. Thinks better of it. Almeida now on that left wing. Torrealba resets there in that spot. Michaud, though, quarterbacking this play. Torrealba one-on-one versus Ramirez. Gets into his right-sided foot. Inside, now to the left on the outside, and Almeida was right there, but Pino, perfect positioning defensively.
It really is, and if you look at Kansas City, they defend because they practice playing it at the board. They defend it so well because they're expecting it.
They read the ball so well off the wall. To your point, I mean, it feels like, I know some teams have had some issues with some of the smaller arenas, but the way the Kansas City Comets are playing this game, they'll win in any sized arena they have to play in because their board play has been immaculate. Oh, little risky there. Tetsane dummied the ball for some reason, and he almost confused his own keeper. Michaud header into the middle. Tetsane, Johnny on the spot. Eske, Torrealba. Chance to make something happen here. Been a long shift for some of these players. I don't know how much juice they got left here. 3 minutes left. 3 goals to score. Almeida a little late on that play, trying to direct traffic.
They need to go forward if they're going to make a run at this.
That ball's got a touch penalty area, or there's no chance here. Paolo. Almeida on the right wing. Inside, but another beautiful play by guess who? Eske. Outside to Torrealba. Shad. The pivot, but touching the ball too much. Paolo now up at the Axios logo. He doesn't want to reset, but he knows he has to. Only pass he had. We've burnt 1.5 minutes just playing patty cake. 2:30 left to play here, and you got to score 3 goals.
Too easy to defend for Kansas City. The St. Louis is just way too stagnant.
And Almeida in the air, puts to Eske. Great job by Vandergriff. Another block.
Mr. Block, Chad Vandergriff, just seems to always be in the right spot.
Yeah, he celebrates every block like a Viking who just found plunder. I'm like, my gosh, he is excited. Love it. Paolo's going to try one. Too much helium in the ball. Skies that one. Field goal good, though. No 3 points, though, is what the Ambush needed. 2:04 left to play in this game.
The Ambush comfortable with Paolo as their 6th attacker, having him come forward. A lot of teams will bring on a field player as a 6th attacker, but Paolo's so good with his feet.
Briggs taps it to Eske. Ambush. 3 goals left, 147, minute 47 to do it. 147 seconds would have been nice too. Eske loses this one to Ramirez, and Souza still can't get this one away from Ramirez. Loses that one. Michaud to Rafa Araujo. They got 1. Can they get 2 more?
Put the ball in the box, crowded, deflection, just over the left shoulder of Ejimadu.
Minute 32 left to play. SK wins that one. Araujo, as soon as he stops winning that one, he gets it forward. Mashad, low pass there. And I don't even know if Araujo got his foot on that one. Might be an own goal technically against Pino. But I think they're going to give that one to Rafa Araujo, his first goal of the season. Again, best season of his arena soccer career last year. First time he had double-digit goals. He adds his first one of the campaign right there. And Rouse wins over Austin, but he gets bumped down by Williamson, and that's a second blue card for Robert Williamson. And the Ambush need every man on the field, and they could be down a man here, but Donnie Alberti, the assistant coach, quick with the challenge flag. Red on green means we'll get a little bit of a video review here as the Ambush, with their only chance to win this game is having all their men on the field.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure what they're going to see once they see this. I think it's still going to wind up being a 2-minute penalty because Andreas won that ball and was going towards the goal.
I mean, I guess you could maybe say, is it, I mean, he did have he had a clear path in front of him. I know that's not technically, that we're not dealing with a dog so in the MLS here. He did have a lot of green in front of him. I think in a lot of situations, this is just I
think the problem is that Williamson's behind him.
Exactly. That's my
If he's side by side with him and they lock legs, I don't think but I think he's behind him.
More forward. It's a breakaway situation, and when Williamson throws that shoulder, essentially, it is a impeding wide open green. That's a pretty easy blue. I think that's a good point there. Credit to DJ Prue, if you guys can't hear it, playing Watching Eyes, or Private Eyes, excuse me, as the call on the field is reviewed. And, of course, no surprise here, up in the booth, that call will be retained. And that's a 2-minute power play for the Comets. And with 1:19 left to play in this game, I don't want to be a negative Nancy, Mark Moser, but that'll about do it.
That'll about do it. Don Francis will have a shootout here.
And again, it was a few steps inside the arch, so we will get the run up here from Dom Francis versus Paulo. 1:19 on the clock. Francis rolls it forward against Paulo, and Paulo gets the original stop. And then Francis, of course, no good on the rebound there, no need. And it'll remain a 5-3 game. The Ambush with a chance here, conceivably, to score 2 goals while down a man, as the Comets had that chance, couldn't finish, and we'll get one more from the gold line.
Yeah, at this point, I would assume Kansas City is going to keep the ball and just run this thing out this last minute 17.
Reggett off of SK, and he shouldn't have done that. As we have another piece of red laundry down on the field. Stefan Stokic, head coach of the Kansas City Comets, wants to talk things over. We'll all get a little musical interlude here and watch our referees go to work here. You know, they had a light game tonight. Might as well put them to work here in the final minute 17 of the game.
I'm not sure what exactly they're going to look at here. Yeah, it looked like Paulo might have been out of the box here.
Yes, so as we're looking at the replay now here on CBS Sports Golazo Network, they're thinking that Paulo might have got outside the box there. That's a pretty clear as day. I mean, respect, you got your flag. Why as well use it if you're Stefan Stokic, guarantee yourself a victory. But I think it's pretty clear that you see, I mean, there's full patches of green between cleat and arc. But we're getting blue cards held up.
So we're going to see Tomas Gomez for the first time.
The Ambush. I'll admit, I'm a little confused.
And now this will be a penalty kick.
Didn't seem like it on that. Was it not on the original play? Was it in the subsequent play they wanted to call? It wasn't.
No, it was on the shootout.
All right.
Handball on the shootout gives them the penalty kick here. Paulo has to serve it.
.117 still on the clock. And the Comets trying to add one more. And the Ambush finishing the season so strong to go to the playoffs last year, falling in the playoffs in the quarterfinals, and then back in action here to start this season, and they will open up this year 0-1-0. Comets again, though, opening season win in the Family Arena, coming almost like a tradition, much like Thanksgiving.
And this will be live once this is put in play.
So no rebound on the last one, but this one, same thing here. If it's a clean save here for the Ambush, a potential rebound opportunity for the Comets.
Welcome to the league.
Tomas Gomez, the Webster Groves native, is in between the pipes now. Francis steps up and he puts this one away. Clinical to the left side. 6-3. Kansas City Comets closing this one out.
That'll clear out the penalty box, but not Paulo. The first penalty, so Robert Williamson will come back on. Paulo will have to still serve it. Lucas Almeida in there as well.
Comets now back to a 3-goal lead. Last year, these first two games also went the Comets' way. An 8-3 victory on last year's Black Friday holiday, and then an 8-4 victory back at Cable Dahmer Arena on the subsequent Saturday. So the Ambush will try to change the script from last year as Anna Rouse puts one off the wall. Reggett, though, wasn't running. So last year they lost by 5 and they lost by 4. Tonight they lose by 3 and their home match. The Ambush will try to get their first win of the game. And Anna Rouse, easy pass there for Zach Reggett. And too easy of a goal, maybe the easiest he'll score all season. And the Ambush will go down now 4 goals, 7-3 to the Comets. I spoke too soon. We might see a similar mark here.
Yeah. Good night for the Comets. They come in here, they played well, let the Ambush back in it a couple times when you thought they were going to pull away, and then the Ambush really created almost no offense since the first quarter.
Yeah, you really got to feel for Tomas Gomez, who's faced 2 shots, both of them being point-blank absoluters. I mean, 0.9 on XG if we were doing that whole thing. Rough go here for Tomas Gomez. He's going to try to get one back, and he's off the woodwork. Here's another one. Tori Alba, beautiful save by Ejimadu. Will Eske again had another one taken off the line. Guess who? Let's see it, Tatsane. He might have been a little deep. That might be a goal. They might want to go back and see if Will Eske got one that he might not want, but that he deserves. Eske again from the left side. Ejimadu sliding save. Henry Ramirez tries to get rid of it. Daduka wide.
Tatsane has more saves than Ejimadu tonight.
Yes, he did. Tatsane had at least 2 saves on the goal line. Pino had another one. And Chili Willie Eske, the leading goal scorer for the Ambush, is shut out tonight. The Ambush score 1 goal after the first frame. They did it late in this game, and they fall 7-3 to their crosstown rivals, the Kansas City Ambush. We have our post-game interview coming up here in just a few moments. But your thoughts on another opening season win for the Comets over the St. Louis Ambush?
Yeah, tough one for the Ambush. I mean, they did not play well tonight. But the good thing for them is they can get on the bus, head to Kansas City, and they get to try it again tomorrow night. And there's nothing better than going on the road and beating a team in their home place, especially be Kansas City's home opener. So
get right back after it tomorrow, and they're going to have to play better if they want to beat this Kansas City team.
Yeah, the obstacles in the night not over for either of these clubs. We do have some snow moving here into the Midwest region. It's been getting pushed back all night, but around midnight or so, maybe not until the morning, hopefully it holds off and both these teams can get over to the other side of the state. It's about a 4-hour drive for those of you outside of the area from St. Louis to Kansas City across I-70. So a quick little drive for both of these teams. They will make that tonight, and then we will have game number 2 on both of their schedules tomorrow live from Cable Dahmer Arena.
Yeah, they're unfortunately they're driving the wrong direction.
Yes, that's true. They're going to be driving into it, but I think it keeps getting pushed back here. So that's good news for these teams. Hopefully they're able to get back safe and everything like that. Yeah, I'm looking at the weather app. Not until 3 or 4 a.m. here, so we might be safe for both these teams for tomorrow's game. Angela Sharp down on the sideline. She'll have an interview with players from each side. In the first one, it looks like that the St. Louisan and a defender who had a solid game, Chad Vandergriff, is joining Angela Sharp first here, and looks like he's going to be walking away with a little bit of a trophy. And here is Angela Sharp speaking with the St. Louisan, Chad Vandergriff.
Hey, I am down here with Chad Vandergriff. All right, obviously you're from St. Louis. You've been playing with KC for a while now. What is it like to come back to St. Louis, probably see your friends and family who are all kind of cheering against you and with you?
Yeah, so seeing my family and friends is always the top of my list. I really enjoy that. And then just being in this environment, I think it's one of the better ones in our league. So anytime you can play in a great environment with enthusiastic fans, it makes it fun.
Well, you guys got the win today, which gets you closer to this awesome trophy right here. Is that actually on your guys? I know you guys want to win every game, and that's what you're going to tell me. But is this trophy a little bit on the mind because of the rivalry? It is kind of fun.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we played 5 times this year. Played a lot last year, so we know each other very well, and it's always a battle. So, you know, we want to win every game, and we want to win this rivalry.
Got to win that rivalry. That's kind of the whole point of it. Now today, it was very evenly matched until that 2 minutes going into half. What kept you guys with that pressure into the second half?
Yeah, I mean, we want to be a quick transition team, and we want to have high pressure. But at the same time, we thought we weren't given many goals in the run of play. A couple restarts, power play. So, you know, at halftime, we just talked about not giving silly fouls around our box in dangerous areas and not giving blue cards, making the ambush kind of earn their goals.
And it all made it. Now, I know you had a gaggle of friends over there. I'm going to let you go back over there to them since you are in St. Louis for a little while. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. See you soon.
See you soon.
And now, after speaking with the St. Louisan Chad Vandergriff, we will also go down now, talk to an ambush player. It's the man, Chili Willie Eske, down with Angela
All right,
Sharp.
I got Captain Will Eske down here. You just got a second team award recently, right?
Yeah, second team all MASL. It's the first one I ever gotten, so that's good.
Okay, I like that we finally got a smile. You were over there kind of moping around. We talk about this, you got a smile. That means there's plenty of season left for you guys to turn this one loss around.
Yeah, I think we're a little disappointed with tonight, but the biggest thing is I think the talent we have, we can play way better than that, and we all know. Came out well, right at halftime, gave up a couple goals, and then weren't able to turn it around. I think we put our heads down a little, which is why we're disappointed in that. And obviously you want to win at home.
Obviously you want to win at home. When you look around and you hear these fans who were in it with you all the way up into the L cheering, do you guys hear that and notice that while you're trying to play?
Oh yeah, this is one of the best arenas to play in the whole league. The fans are great. And typically it gives you a little bit of an edge out here.
Gives you a little bit of edge. What are you guys going to be working on for your next game? Obviously, like you said, you had a great start to the game, but then it kind of fizzled.
Yeah, I think we still have a lot of new guys, so we have some chemistry to build. And compared to them, it's mostly all returners and a lot of veterans. So I think it'll take us a little bit of time to come together. And once we build some chemistry, I think you'll see the potential of the group.
Well, good luck next game. There you go. That's Captain Will Eske for you. And congratulations on your second team.
And there he is, Chili Willie Eske with our sideline reporter, Angela Sharp. We will take a break, come back, break down what we saw here tonight. It was the Kansas City Comets 7, the St. Louis Ambush 3 on this MASL premiere on CBS Sports Galazzo Network.
When you have a financial partner that invests in every part of you, you can't help but feel like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
We're back at the Family Arena as the Kansas City Comets open up their season with a 7-3 victory over the home St. Louis Ambush. It's Christian Andaraus with 2 goals and an assist for your first star of the game, all 3 points. Zach Reggett, 2 goals and an assist, including the assist on the opening goal, and the Comets never trailed after that. And then the third star for this game, Duco Carvalho, the Hulk, for the Ambush with a goal and an assist. The man, Mark Moser, is with me here. Break down what we saw today.
Yeah, I just think KC looked much more organized, and I mean, we heard Chad say after the game, if we can shut down, not give them opportunities on free kicks, because that was really the only danger that St. Louis created was off those set pieces.
33 shots on goals to 23 for the Comets, but they're outscored by 4. A lot of the block shots there by the Comets. What else is the reason that we saw 33 shots on goal turn into only 3 goals for the Ambush?
Well, Tetsane is one. I mean, he was, and all
Everywhere.
their players, Pena, they were getting back and just defending well. Ejimadu had a couple big saves, had a big kick save. You know, they were committed to defending, and everybody got behind the ball, and they really frustrated the Ambush.
With just a minute and 10 remaining in the first quarter, it was tied a 2-2 game. The Kansas City Comets rip off 5 straight unanswered. Let's say tomorrow it's a 2-2 game after the first. How did the Ambush come away with a win in that match?
Well, I think they're going to have to work a lot harder offensively, being more creative and creating space down lower. They're not going to beat this Kansas City team who defends well from just knocking the ball about at the midfield. They're going to have to get it down low, get to Duca moving, get him holding the ball, get runners off him, and continue to get runs through the boxes. We saw that with Kansas City tonight. They played the ball off the boards and had runners going through the boxes, and they got goals because of it.
Once time, your final score, Kansas City Comets 7, St. Louis Ambush 3. For Mark Moser, I'm Matthew Rocchio. I want to tell everybody, coming up next, you can find on the MASL, it's going to be the Strikers and the Sockers, and then your MASL in Arena Soccer weekend is not over. Again, tomorrow night, 7:05 Eastern, 6:05 local time in Kansas City. It's the Ambush and the Comets as this MASL season starts right here on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Good night from St. Louis.